Valorant's brand new update is right around the corner for you guys, and I'm so excited to announce that there are an absolute ton of changes coming your way. I'll be breaking down new map changes, new information coming to the brand new agent Deadeye, and also new features that are going to completely change up the game. When we started off seeing the brand new trailer for the new Fracture map and all of the secrets coming out of that, there was a certain someone speaking over the trailer and doing a little bit of voice acting. Now, the person speaking over the trailer, we haven't actually heard this voice before, and they had a very distinct French accent, and that very well does lead us to the brand new agent Deadeye that has been leaked in the past about coming out to the game. This could be him. The question is, when will Deadeye be releasing? It isn't going to be this act, however, it could be the next one after. It seems like Valorant are definitely going for one map and then one new agent in that similar rotation, as it definitely seems like they're trying to introduce more agents here, because if you take a look at the practice range, a very small minor change that you might not think much of has taken place. The agent icons when you load into the practice range to select your agent have drastically been decreased in size. And given the fact Valorant plans on adding more agents in, potentially getting it to like its former game at League of Legends, if it does take this place, it could happen very easily now that the icons have been reduced in size. And they are very small too. By the looks of this, we could be looking at 50 agents here just based off how small it is and how many it would reasonably fit on your screen. And Deadeye can also too very easily slot into the next agent here. A tournament playlist should be added as an update too, that is coming very soon. As you can see here on Twitter, they're clearly one of the developers and the designers for Valorant has mentioned about they are working on an act-based tournament system, and they want to have team sizes of 5 to 7 and be able to swap players out in between matches. By the looks of it, it's going to be based off purely your rank, and at the end of the act, you will be able to go into an end of act big tournament if you make it through the mini ones. And with that, we could get an entire system of prizes that get released with these tournaments, and also a brand new interface menu that comes with it just for the tournament. Now, there is one thing I'm wondering about the trailer and whether the new Deadeye agent is going to have an ability exactly like this. In the first few seconds of the trailer, we do see two bullets colliding with each other. They are definitely purple, and I am wondering whether this links to Deadeye and the new agent, and whether this is going to be his ability. Could he have some form of one-shot ability? Now, the reason that I think this is because we haven't really seen anything like this before, and it is him speaking over it. Therefore, it could very easily link to it. And in the past, we have seen maps actually featured months before they've even come out. This did happen with the brand new map Fracture. We saw teasers of it in little trailers hidden in segments of the loading screen on Valorant before we even knew it was out, and no one clocked onto this. Could this be Deadeye's ability? Maybe the ultimate, maybe one of the abilities? It could very easily be so, especially with that thing actually causing the map's creation. As you can see in the trailer, it did explode and connect, and it caused a lot of damage and actually formed most of the map. If it is one of his abilities, my best guess is that it is some form of bullet projectile, some form of weapon that he will pull out. Either something very similar to the golden gun in Spike Rush, where you get that one-shot ability, which could be his ultimate, or even maybe potentially something that can just be fired as a weapon and detonates and explodes after the bullet has actually impacted on some utility. It could very easily be this, especially with it linking to Deadeye, who is speaking over that trailer. There are no bullets in the game that currently look like that, and none of the actual agents have an ability that looks like that are currently in the game right now. And it makes no sense for the map to include that without it linking to something later down the line. I guess we'll find out in a few months' time. Now, something you might not have noticed is that this map could be connected to a few player cards we have seen in the past, particularly for Viper and Omen. Now, I wonder if this map is actually linked to Omen and Viper's experiment lab that we have seen in the past. There are an absolute ton of player cards showing Viper in a lab coat. Obviously, her abilities are very themed around that they've been generated in a lab. And Omen too, rumored about him being dead in one of his player cards and actually having a similar feature to the trailer itself, with the explosion light that actually comes out of it when it's connected, that kind of white bluish light that comes out of it. It does look to be connected. Could these two be connected? It very well could be so that the map is linked to both of them. Now, I do believe that every map that has released after the beta, the initial maps after them, that has come out after that time, has had some form of movement mechanic. For example, on Bind, we saw the teleporters, on Breeze, we saw the trapdoor itself, And on Icebox, it was also the zip lines that got released too. And surprisingly, the brand new map also has a movement mechanic too. It does have a supermarket type door. The reason I say that is that when you go close to it, it will open on presence activation, which means when you get within the range of it and you go close enough to it, the door will open and let you go through to the other side. Same applies to abilities. Any type of movement that all goes on around it, it will open the door. And with this pattern emerging that you might not have noticed, it could mean that every map released down the line also has some form of mechanic similar to this, relating to all of those maps we've had in the past. Unfortunately, for those of you looking to do more VOD reviews and get better at the game, or simply see how you manage to get wallbanged through the middle of the map, the replay mode is not going to be coming out with this new update, which is unfortunate, and they don't really have any plans of adding it in very soon either, so we're not too sure on when this could be added at all. Especially with a feature like the tournaments coming, it doesn't look likely that a replay mode is even really being considered or worked on as of right now. However, it still is one of the most requested features the community has brought up so far. And a little bit of an Easter egg that is on the brand new map, if you go over to this side of the map here and you can actually interact and pick up, press F and interact with a little bit of a card here. This card looks to be some form of ID recognition card from one of the workers who was working at the experiment lab and did try to use it and get in. It's the type of thing that workers would have on them, essentially an access code to get into XYZ places that potentially have higher security and to access different points. With the experiment going wrong and it exploding, it looks like it's been left on the ground as a little bit of a trace. It doesn't really give us much insight into who the worker was apart from a name. And then if you move all the way over to the middle of the map, you can see another one to interact with. If you press F again, you can pick it up and interact with it, and it is actually an email from someone to a worker. By the looks of it, they wanted to do another checkup, another test, to make sure the stats that they had and what was running was correct, just to double check. Now this clearly implies that the test was quite dangerous if they've had to double check it multiple times, or it has the potential to go wrong. Now who knows if the actual experiment itself went wrong after they double checked it, or when they were double checking it, or if they didn't do it at all. Either way, it's clear that it didn't help and that the experiment went wrong, as the map is obviously a fracture and split into two because of the experiment. And obviously the experiment too looks to have killed all the workers off there, as it is abandoned. No life looks to be left there, especially with the access card remaining on the ground. It's a little trace of what was once there. The question remains though, what were they working on? We'll have to find out sooner or later, but thank you for watching. Be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you did enjoy it, and be sure to click on the video on your screen right now because it's going to be showing you everything that's changed with the brand new map Fracture and all the details that you need to know about it, including how to play it. And I do stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's a link down below in the description. Come and check it out. You'll enjoy it. Have an amazing rest of your day.